Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Hope you're all hanging in there in this continued lockdown. I know it's been very tough, and we're just all just taking it day by day. But hopefully we'll get through this. On my front, with my 5-string cello, I had to be out of commission because the E string had snapped, and I knew this was going to probably be a possibility because the string is already at the limit. When I had the cello designed, the maker and I had discussed that was a possibility that would be happening. So I ordered a couple more E strings, but in the meantime, I'm out of commission on the 5-string, so taking a break from that for the time being. But today I figured I'd play a couple songs just to lift everybody's spirit. Yo-Yo Ma has been playing a lot of songs, and putting them under hashtag songs of comfort. And there's many videos online of people playing, and I think that in a time like this, we can all just lean on each other. And I'm gonna play a couple of songs. These are songs that I've been, some of them I've been playing since I was a kid. They've just been long time. Some of them I just picked up recently. Some of them are rusty. So I'm just gonna go through a couple pieces, and we'll just have a fun night. So I'll start off with the first piece. It's called The Swan. I played this about 2-3 months ago in Taiwan. It's a piece that every cellist pretty much knows. It's one of probably the most famous. Up there, one of the top 10 romantic cello pieces out there. So this is a piece that's pretty much every cellist, as soon as they start playing cello, they pretty much will play this piece. So it's widely renowned, and so here we go. Now some another piece that was by Saint-Saëns, a very famous French composer. Um, and now for another piece, also by another very famous French composer, Jules Massenet. It's called Meditation from. It's actually was part of a big play, and it's from the play called from Thais, and this piece is actually is probably more known on violin, but recently a lot of people have been playing it on cello. There's lots of versions of it on cello. There's a very romantic one online with Gautier Capuchon, with him playing this piece in front of the Eiffel Tower, and it's just a very romantic setting and romantic piece. So I was gonna play this actually at a recital for my teacher's recital, which was supposed to be sometime next month, but obviously that's not happening. So I had memorized it, and it's kind of on and off of the memory. So I may peek it here and there for the score, but as much as possible, still try not to look at the score. here's another piece. It's by Anton Rubinstein, and I heard this piece from a Pablo Casal's CD recording, and I just really like it. It has a very old school feel to it, but it's a nice melody. And this is, this is when Casals recorded this. This was like in the 1910 or 1920s. So it was on mono, But so yeah, this arrangement is by David Popper, and I kind of picked this up, a couple months ago. So it's not really totally fresh, but here we go. Here's a fun piece that I picked up. It's by Dmitri Shostakovich, and admittedly, when we hear of Shostakovich, everybody comes to mind, thinks of his cello concerto, which is a monstrous piece, and it's probably one of the hardest pieces to play for cello. But admittedly, also very obscure for my taste, and those that know me know that I'm not a modern music person. It's not my cup of tea. But anyway, so when I heard that he, the same person that composes very obscure, hard, modern music is also composing this waltz that's actually somewhat, more of a, more in the genre and the classical style. I had to jump at the opportunity to play this, and this I mean, there's recordings of this waltz. It was really for an orchestra, and there's recordings of this waltz by the famous, violinist and conductor Andrei Rieu. But then most recently, Stephen Hauser had, converted this piece to cello, and he was playing this in Zagreb in Croatia. But there's parts of it, in the middle when there's a big waltz. He was just kind of getting up and dancing around and not really playing. So this arrangement has the melody part, but it also has the more I guess kind of the rhythmical waltz part in it as well. I was also going to play this at the recital, but as it got canceled. But anyways, here we go. This piece I played 2 months ago in Taipei. It goes better when there's a piano, but there's no piano because the back of the piano is actually kind of like it was written by Bach. It's the Bach air. It goes da 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 da, and then sometime later, Gounod came around and wrote this line that goes along with the Bach background. But anyways, I'll just go ahead and give this a play. It has a nice melody. else we have here today? Okay. Here's a piece that I recently picked up. It's also by it's by Gabriel Fauré, another French composer. He's written some you know some big pieces like the Fauré Elegy, and then also there's also Concerto. But anyhow, this piece is it's kind of a sad piece, and you know, again, when the Eiffel Tower, not the Eiffel Tower, the Notre Dame Cathedral was on fire last year. You know, the French cellist Gautier Capuchon was playing this in front of the cathedral. It's very sad. It's kind of romantic sad, and then it ends. You know, it just ends kind of very abruptly. It's almost like it's like kind of a bad nightmare, or to end a bad nightmare. But this piece is called Après un rêve. Here's a piece by Edward Elgar. Elgar is known for his, you know, his Elgar concerto, the one that goes. I don't remember. I haven't played in a long time, but it has a big bold beginning. Da 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 da. You know, very big beginning, and it's quite a difficult concerto. You know, I am actually going to try to learn how to play that at some point, but just right now not my focus. But this is a nice romantic piece. It's called Salute d'Amour. This next piece, I'm not sure if I should play just yet. It's a little bit tricky because the keytones. But it's a piece by Gene Sibelius. It's called Vart det a Dröm, Was It a Dream? And it's actually from a Swedish opera. So there's a Swedish opera version of this, but it was made famous by Yo-Yo Ma. We just recently put it on his CD, The Arc of Life. I'll give it a shot, but it might be a little bit awkward. So. This is a piece that I think will put a smile to a lot of people's faces. It's an American classic. It's amazingly, I can't believe that it wasn't like number one on the billboards. It's just such a famous song, and amazingly, the remake of this in the '90s actually made it to number one, which is quite odd. But it was made famous because of certain person named Elvis Presley. Obviously I know who he is. All our parents would know who he is. I hope the millennials and the younger, people would know who he is. But this piece is it's a classic. It's been arranged by this, husband and wife duo called Brooklyn Duo. I'm not even gonna say the name of this piece, but I think if you hear this piece, you'll know what I'm talking about, and you'll know which piece I'm referring to. so there's a bunch of songs from my booklet here. Let's see what else we have here. Now, some of this other stuff might be sight reading, so you're gonna have to excuse me if I, if it's it's a little bit choppy, but I'll give it my best, shot. Yeah, let's see what we have here. This is a piece that brings back from some fond memories. I must have played this piece when I was in 3rd grade, 4th grade. Wow, I haven't touched this piece in a long time. It's Bach Arioso by Sebastian Bach, and I think I played it in 4th or 5th. Well, no, maybe I was 12, 11 or 12. So it's been a long time, but it has a good melody, and I think it's very spiritually uplifting. So let's go ahead and play this one. pick some pieces that are just more manageable. Okay, well, here's a nice little piece, but it's called Liebesspiel by Fritz Kreisler. So it's kind of like a waltz, you know, he's a lot of waltzes slash pieces, and this has a good melody, and yeah, I think this is a piece. I could probably sight read through this one. I haven't played this in a very long time, but it shouldn't be too overly difficult. Okay, I think exhausted a couple pieces, and I'm going to end with a very special piece. This is a very famous piece. This piece needs no introduction to any Chinese person or Taiwanese person, and I'm surprised I never learned it earlier. And I had to spend some time pulling this from a violin arrangement because it was arranged for violin, and so I made it to cello. But so I haven't played this, but it shouldn't be too difficult. But this is a very special piece. I'm not gonna tell you the name. Any Chinese person will know this piece. And yeah, let's see how this goes. Hopefully, it's not too bad. Okay. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed some of the music tonight. You know, again, not perfect playing, but that's not the point. I mean, I think in this times of just uncertainty and just, you know, we just all have to get through it together, stay positive, you know, just hope for the best, you know, do our part, you know, to try to slow this virus down. You know, hopefully, you know, we can all return back to some normalcy soon. So hope you all enjoy, and you know, I'll sign off, and you know, hopefully we'll have some more other music coming up. You know, I hope to get back to my 5-string cello in the coming days. If not, you know, I'll probably play some Bach, maybe the second suite or third suite or something. We'll try to go through some of that. Okay, take care tonight.